Good morning, everyone, ladies, and potentially gentlemen in future. Welcome to Dreams Made Real. Finally, the stars have aligned and it is time to receive the free masterclass. Just had a lovely organic cup of tea in my new Peace mug. Now someone's trying to ring me. Okay, please leave a message. All right. So, Dreams Made Real, OMG. This class, oh my God. I just have to say, in opening of this class, Dreams Made Real, what is my dream? Okay, my dream is this, is literally helping you create your dreams. When I think of all the work that I do, this is really what it's all about for me, okay? And so over the years, I've developed my own systems and methods and ways of creating results with my patients and clients from what I've seen that works, okay? Patterns. Understanding life better through decades of interacting with patients and clients and getting results, okay? And so what I've created is a method that works on the body first, the mind, and then the life, okay? And so it's about basically, right, when we think about our dreams, so the first step in all of this is what we're going to be doing together today, right? So this masterclass is actually a module from my new program, okay? So my new program, I might as well just tell you about it now and get it out the way at the beginning, all right? So my brand new program is called the I Am Method. The I Am Method. So I'm not going to go too much into the explanation of the program, but just to let you know that this class today is actually a module out of the I Am Method, okay? So what we're going to be starting with today is when we think about our dream, okay, it would not be a dream if it was already happening, right? Your dream is something that you want that isn't here now, okay? Now that dream, it might be a feeling. It might be an actual physical manifestation. It might be you living your life purpose, okay? You might be in a job right now and your dream is to be full-time doing your purpose work. You might not even know what your purpose is because the mind gets very confused, okay? Because the mind is always guessing. The mind doesn't know. Okay, the mind guesses and the mind believes what it's told. And so we develop our beliefs from what we've received from the world and what we've decided is true based on our evidence. So if we've had this dream since we were children and we've heard on repeat from the adults around us that it can't be done, or that doesn't happen for people like us, you know, that's just not you or whatever, you know, like basically being told from the external world that you can't be the one to manifest your dream. And then throughout your life, you're gathering evidence that's proving to your mind that that's actually true, then that becomes your belief system. So your belief then becomes that you can't do it. But a belief is not actually a fact, okay? So I had some hypnotherapy last year with this amazing guy. He didn't even actually hypnotize me, but it definitely did solve my problem in the one session that we had together. And he basically talked to me about the mind, okay? Now, I've been teaching about the mind for decades, but there's always something new to learn, Okay, in life, there's always more. There's always more to learn. There's always more to discover. There's always more energy. There's always more love. There's always more joy. There's always more miracles. And this is why I'm running this class, because I want to help you to reconnect with the dream again and to re-believe that it actually is possible. Okay. And what this hypnotherapist told me about the mind was, just because you believe it, it might be true for you right now, but it doesn't mean that it's a fundamental truth. It's a belief. So he said, you can believe in Santa Claus. If you believe in Santa Claus, does that make Santa Claus real? Okay. So our beliefs are like our rock solid limitations that we have in place. All right, and sometimes our beliefs serve us and sometimes they do not. But what I want to talk about today is a belief that you hold is blocking you from achieving your dream, okay? And I want you to dream big. I don't like, when I say to you, so what I've said over the years to most of the people I've worked with is, if I had a magic wand, and I do have many, many magic wands actually. Have I got one? Yes, I've got one here. Right, got a magic wand. If I wave my magic wand and you can have anything, all right, your heart's greatest desire, what would you ask for? And the kinds of things people say are not really their heart's greatest desires. They're just what they might want right now, which is fine, okay? But if you want something now, it's based on your circumstances, okay? So for example, you might want a new partner, you might want some more money, you might want a different job, you might want a new car. These are based on circumstances that you're in right now, and the wanted thing is the next step up. It's an upgrade, okay? It's getting you out of your current situation and into a better one. But that is not necessarily the heart's greatest desire, what you've wanted your entire life, okay? Now, when I say the mind guesses, it's because the heart knows. So the mind guesses and the heart knows. So if you're not sure what your heart's greatest desire is, or if you're not sure what your dream or vision is, check in with your heart. Your heart knows. Now, for many years, I worked with A Course in Miracles and still do. I love A Course in Miracles, okay? A Course in Miracles talks about the prayer of the heart. The prayer of the heart is the same thing as what I'm talking about here, the heart's greatest desire. Your heart knows. So actually, your mind doesn't need to know. Your mind is guessing and your mind's full of beliefs and limitations. So the picture that it's coming out with is probably not the full HD, full color version image of the vision that is actually available to you, okay? In the divine mind, from which we're all part of the divine mind, in the divine mind, there's this perfect picture of you in perfect health, in perfect wealth, in perfect love, in perfect joy, in perfect fulfillment, satisfaction, success, peace, joy, gratitude, perfection. And it's there. There's a blueprint for your life in the divine mind. What we see in our 3D human version is only evidence from the past. And so our brain conjures up a picture based on what it knows. So the picture that our brain is giving us and telling us is the vision for our life is limited inherently. And then our beliefs are colouring in the picture, and maybe it's very dull, black and white, okay? So you've got the prayer of the heart, the heart's greatest desire, which the heart already knows If you are not sure what your dream or desire is, just trust that your heart knows. And it's a frequency, okay? The heart knows what it wants, and it knows the frequency of it. And so our only work really in manifesting our dream life is remaining in alignment with the frequency that the divine plan for our life is on, okay? And it's a frequency of, like I just said, perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect love, perfect joy, perfect fulfillment, perfect satisfaction, perfect success, perfect peace, perfect joy, okay? Perfection. How does that feel? Okay, so just tapping into the idea that this is true, what I'm saying. Tapping into the idea that what I'm saying, there's a perfect divine plan and idea for your life, and that we are actually here to fulfill that, and it's on a frequency. If we just even imagine the truth of the fact that there is a frequency available to us that we can line up to and live from, how does that feel? Close your eyes and just tune into that for a moment. It feels like love. It feels like there's something electric. I can't even put words to it. It feels like an upward, like a spring in my heart that's bubbling up. Okay, so that's a frequency that look at this light. This is coming from the sun, coming in through that window at the side of me there. I love it. Channeling, alignment. All right. So my only work really in all this is to live in alignment with that frequency. So what does that mean? That means be in that frequency, because that frequency exists, and it exists within me, and it exists in the world. And, you know, when we think about manifesting our dreams, our brain, the one that's guessing everything, thinks about time in a linear way. It thinks about this straight line going forwards, and we're here, and the dream is there, and we've got all this time in between and all this stuff to do to get there to the result. And then it might think, oh, it's too long, it's too far away, too much involved, I haven't got the resources, I don't know what to do, I just won't bother. That's the linear version of time that exists in the brain. But the way that time actually exists is vertical, okay? The now. There's only now. There is only now. Now is the only time there is. It says in A Course in Miracles, heaven is now. Heaven is here. There is nowhere else. Heaven is now. There is no other time. It's literally the eternal now. It can only ever be now, okay? So there will be a time in the future, but when we get there, it'll be now. And the distance, so it talks in A Course in Miracles about the journey without distance. So that's what this is, Dreams Made Real. It's a journey without distance from the head, which is thinking, to the heart, which is in the vibe. The heart's already there. The frequency of this manifested plan for your life is already on a frequency. It's in here, not up here. And so to live in alignment with that means to be feeling that daily, to be connected to that bubbling spring within, which is effervescent. I'm living from there. And in that frequency, I'm in total alignment with my dream made real. And because ultimately the dream made real, it's a feeling anyway. You might think you want a new car, but how is it going to feel when you get that new car? Go test drive one and see what it feels like to have that car. It's a feeling that you don't have when you drive your current car. So it's not necessarily the car, it's the feeling you're going to have when you get the car. And the thing with material possessions is, when we get them, the feeling doesn't last. So Dreams Made Real, manifesting a dream life, is about living in that frequency, being that frequency all the time, then it's like you've already got the result. You've already got the goal. Now it doesn't even matter if you get the car, the job, the house, the partner, the life. It doesn't even matter because you've already got the feeling it's going to bring. And then the miraculous thing about living on this frequency is when you are this frequency, you're an energetic match to it, you start attracting it from everywhere. And so every part of your life upgrades. Every part of your life, it's like you become a magnet. They talk about the law of attraction. The law of attraction is taught. It's like it's taught, I'm not saying it's taught wrong. It's taught from the mind, okay? And the mind is guessing, not knowing. The mind is thinking about it, not in the frequency of it, okay? So when we live in the frequency of the dream made real, we actually start to attract to ourselves like a magnet everything else that's on that frequency. So that means if you're in a current relationship, your partner starts to show you more love, treat you better, wanting to spend more time with you. If you're in a job and you wanted to change jobs, maybe the fact you wanted a new job was because you didn't get on with your co-workers. But when you start living in this frequency and dwelling in this frequency, that frequency is not a match for the situation you've been in. And so you go to work in this new frequency, those co-workers leave and you end up getting a promotion. You don't even need a new job. This is how life starts to miraculously reorganize itself when we are living in alignment, when we are living as the frequency of the dream made real, okay? So we think of the vision or the dream, or we tune into the heart and get a frequency of a vision we can't yet see. We start to live in alignment with this frequency, and then life starts to manifest better than we could have even planned. So even if we'd taken our journal and written down in detail how this dream made real is going to look when it manifests, when we start living from it now, then actually the manifested reality of it becomes better than we could have even planned, okay? You can look back at times in your life where you've manifested things and you look back and you're like, I couldn't have even manifested it better if I tried. It's God. It's the divine plan made manifest. Raise Your Gaze is the perfect example, okay? For many years, I was mobile acupuncturist. I didn't want to have the, responsibilities, not responsibilities, but you know what I mean. I didn't want to have a bricks and mortar business. I wanted to have an online, scalable, my favorite coach on the internet, who I tell everyone I meet, I tell about Melanie Ann Leah. She's absolutely been one of the biggest inspirations of my life. If I haven't already told you about Melanie Ann Leah, I'd love to tell you more about her another day. Message me if you want to hear some stories, or go check her out on the internet. Melanie Ann Leah, biggest inspiration and influence of my life. Currently, she's made over 100 million online, and she does not do business the traditional way. And when I first came across Melanie in 2020, she'd made 4 million that year, and it was the first year of the lockdown. One of my friends told me about her, said she's doing a masterclass. If you want to find out more, you should come to the masterclass. So I paid $222 and I did the masterclass, and it blew my mind. And then after that, I joined all of her programs. I spent a whole year learning from her, and I'm still connected with her today, okay? Now, I've completely lost my train of thought. Where was I going with this? Melanie Ann Leah. Oh, I've completely lost the train of thought now. I was going to tell you something about Melanie. Dreams made real. It's gone. Okay, when it comes back, I'd love to tell you that story, because I was really looking forward to saying that as well. Okay, my favourite coach on the internet. What did she say? No, it's completely gone. All right, so we're talking about dreams made real. We're talking about living in the frequency. We're talking about collapsing the time that it actually takes to manifest the life. it's not about how much time it's going to take and how much effort's involved and what the steps are between here and the goal, because that's masculine energy. It's about being it, okay? So when we think about the goal, when we think about the dream, we can feel the frequency of it, okay? Now, in order to be the frequency and to live as the frequency, we are potentially going to need to clear some blocks, okay? Now, what are the blocks? The blocks are beliefs and like feeling in your body, right? So when you think from your brain about you in your life as you are now, being the one that gets to have this dream life, what do you feel in your body, okay? There's going to be something in your body that's like a heaviness, a feeling of maybe anxiety, a feeling of a contraction in your solar plexus, maybe even around your throat, maybe it's somewhere else in your body, okay? But you're going to notice potentially where the block is. So again, we don't need to use the mind. We don't need to think about, oh, what's my block? And what do I need to do in order to get rid of this block? We don't need to do that in this particular process. What we're going to do, and that's what today's masterclass is all about, is we are going to transmute energy today, okay? So we've got the dream made real, which is on a frequency, and then we've got us in our life now, and then we've got our blocks, okay, that are keeping us small. Now, when we identify in our body where these heavy feelings are, they may also come with thoughts. And those thoughts are the beliefs. So I might think about being like Melanie. And then the gap between where Melanie is in her manifestation of online success. Oh, yes, I've got it. So Melanie, right? Online coach. She's making over 100 million now. She made 4.5 million when I first met her, okay? How she got to 4.5 million was with simply Facebook Lives and PayPal links, okay? No team, no website, no overhead. Just a 4.5 million business with PayPal links and Facebook Lives. So that to me was my inspiration. It still is. That to me, that's my dream made real, okay? Exactly like what I'm doing here now. Delivering something of extreme value, which feels so good to me to even be delivering. I'm so thankful to you guys to have joined this group because you're giving me someone to give this to, okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving this because this is activating my dream made real. And then growing my business online without any overhead. It was always the goal, still is the goal. And in the meantime, Raise Your Gaze, bricks and mortar manifested, okay? All at the time when this place came up and I was in the market for getting a room, all I was looking for was a room where I could do some acupuncture because I was doing a lot of mobile. I was doing a lot in Basingstoke and I was in the market for a local room where I could just hire a room and see my acupuncture patients. And Raise Your Gaze, as it currently is now, manifested. Now, if you're finding me on the internet for the first time, firstly, apologies for the tangents. I do jump all over the place. This is exactly how I teach. So if after listening to me today, you decide that you would like to join the I Am Method program, which I'm going to be promoting very soon, and you guys will get an early bird special offer that is only for you guys that are in here. If you do decide to join me in the I Am Method or work with me in any way, shape or form, just to let you know, this is exactly how I am, okay? So you're getting to see exactly how I am. I'm not putting on any kind of professional polished performance. This is who I am. This is how I teach, and what you see is what you get. And if you do join me and continue on the journey, you'll get more of the same, okay? So I'm just going to quickly show you Raise Your Gaze if you haven't seen it before. So we've got my logo on the window. Behind that partition over there is the acupuncture bed. got the coaching corner where the magic happens, tea and coffee station, and then out the window, oh, then we've got my desk here where I like to sit. Got an altar behind me. Bookshelf. What's your dream? And then the view out the window. The river, swans on the lake, the tower, the church, the sun. Got a little garden out the back with a table and chairs, a little sun trap where you can sit, journal, meditate, manifest. Careful what you say when you're out there, because what you say literally manifests. What a powerful, perfect place. And I could not have manifested this if I'd tried. I didn't even know this place existed. I've lived in Newbury since 2007. I've lived in Newbury since 2007. And I didn't even know that this little part of town existed. When I came here to look at this shop for the first time, it's the first time I'd ever seen it. First time I'd ever seen this road. Didn't even know how to get here at first. First time I'd ever been on this side of the river. So this is what happens when we live in alignment with the frequency. It wasn't about me trying to manifest this place. It was about me living in alignment with the frequency, thinking about the online scalable empire. How many people is possible to impact online? How many people is possible to reach through the screen? Thinking about those things and feeling so high put me in total alignment with attracting a place with this much beauty, this much power, this much peace, and the swans. I mean, literally, the swans for me just are everything. Okay, so going back to something I said at the beginning, you've got your overarching dream, which has really been there since you were a child. And then you've got what you actually want right now, okay? And I want you to think beyond what it is you want right now to the big dream. Because what happens is when we align to the bigger dream, what we want right now, it's like inevitable that it will just be pulled in on the magnetic frequency of the focus of the bigger dream. Because if you really let yourself dream, and if you really let yourself own what it is that you truly want in life, and know that it's possible because it's on a frequency and the frequency already lives inside of you. And so practices like meditation, daily meditation, put you in touch with the frequency. Daily practices anchor you in the frequency. So you start to then live from the frequency, okay? Doing a daily meditation practice also affects how you react to people, places, circumstances, events throughout the day. So sometimes people say to me, oh, I can't meditate, or, oh, I did meditate this morning, but it wasn't a very peaceful one. It doesn't matter. The fact that you did it means that later on in the day, your day is going to go differently because you sat and dwelled in the frequency. Even if the mind was busy in that moment, it doesn't matter. You still did it. You still did your practice. You still anchored yourself in. You still change the frequency of the day and what you attract. So thinking bigger makes the smaller manifestations inevitable. They're just a done deal. But if you're only thinking about the things you want to manifest next, then they become the edge. And your mind sees the edge as something it doesn't want to fall off. So it doesn't let you go near the edge. It keeps you just back from the edge. So you've got to make the edge a bigger goal, so that on the way towards the new edge, you surpass your immediate goals. And that's what this process is all about, okay? So I'm going to take you into a energy transmuting practice now. I'm going to offer you a few practices that you can use to transmute the blockage energy that you find in your body when you think about your bigger goals. And then I'll tell you a little bit about the I Am method that's coming next and offer you a super duper deal. And don't forget, it even is Black Friday tomorrow, so I can offer you an even better deal. And it's only for you guys that are on here. All right. And even if you see it after Black Friday, it'll still be available for you guys in here. Okay? So think about your big dream. even if you don't have something that you know that you can tap into, just think about that frequency of the divine plan, the perfection. And every area of your life is in perfect harmony. That is a possible reality for you. What does that feel like? And what's in the way? So if I think about being the next Melanie Ann Leah, instantly my mind kicks in with, that'll never happen. That'll never happen for you. And I feel it in the solar plexus, okay? But why not? Why not me? I have valuable, life-transforming content, practices, experience, knowledge to share with the world. Through the internet, why can't those people find me? Why wouldn't it be possible? The only thing that's stopping it is this block. And it's not even the thought. The thought comes after you notice the feeling. So the feeling's there first. It's this block in the solar plexus, okay? That is the block, not the thought. If I transmute this block, the thoughts will go away. So it even changes the idea that we need to be so focused on mindset. Now, mindset is very important, but this is step one, okay? If we transmute the energy of the block first, we'll have a lot less negative thoughts, a lot less limiting beliefs to actually work on. Therefore, collapse in time, therefore keeping us in alignment with the now, therefore activating the miracle field, therefore attracting the opportunities now, not in 10 years' time. Okay, so you identify the block. Just first and foremost, just be with it, okay? So you've identified the feeling of heaviness, tightness, maybe it's a feeling of like a black hole, whatever it is that you're noticing right now, just be with it for 90 seconds, okay? And I'm going to be quiet now and I'm going to allow you to just sit with this feeling. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to push it away. You're not trying to fix it. You're just allowing it to be there with your full attention for 90 seconds. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, you're just going to notice if anything's shifted. Usually just sitting with a feeling allows it to move, and it will start to instigate a release, an unwinding, a melting, a shift. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring light in. Breathe light into it. Visualize light. Whatever you do to bring light to this area. And just bring the light in now. Just keep bringing in more and more light. Okay. How does it feel now when you think about your dream? And if there is any more feelings of heaviness, blockages, just do the same. Sit with it, 90 seconds. Allow it to be as it is. Then bring light in. And every time you notice that feeling in your solar plexus or anywhere else in your body, just keep bringing light in. Even as you go about your day, you think about your dream, you feel the feeling, the block, you just keep bringing in light. And then one more practice I want to share with you for transmuting energy. So oftentimes when we go to meditate, which is a big part of the upcoming program as well. So if you don't know how to meditate, you want more meditation guidance and instruction, it's all in the program, the I Am method. Then basically you may have worries, concerns that just get in the way of you being able to enjoy your meditation, okay? So another transmutation exercise I like to do is, especially if I'm going into a nice long meditation, because I love to meditate for a long, long time. So if I know I've got a whole hour, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these things that are on my mind. Maybe it's a to-do list I need to get through. Maybe it's someone I need to get back to. Maybe it's just something I need to do and it can get done, but I just need this hour to myself. I deserve this hour to myself. And so I visualize a box in my mind's eye with a really heavy lid. And I take all of these thoughts, to-do list, actions, because there's always going to be a to-do list. It never ends. It's not a case of getting through your to-do list before you meditate. It's actually meditate and then actually what's on your to-do list that really needs doing will get done so much more effortlessly, and what's not a priority will become more clear. But just taking all those things that are on your mind for now and just putting them in the box. Put all the heavy thoughts and feelings in the box and then shut the lid, the heavy lid, such a heavy, heavy lid. Let it slam shut. And now you're free to engage in your practice. And what this box is doing in the background is it's actually transmuting all of those heavy energies for you. And you're free to focus on your meditation, focus on your manifestation, your visualization, your light work, whatever it is you're doing. Even if it's just reading your favorite book for an hour, just let all of those things on your mind be in the box for now. And the box is working in the background on transmuting the heaviness of them. And then when you're done, you go back to the box and you lift the heavy lid. And as you lift the lid, all of these balloons fly out of the box skyward. Each one of those heavy thoughts, heavy situations has become like a helium balloon, and they float upward, and you just surrender them and you just give them up to the divine plan. You let God sort them out, and you go free. Transmuting the blocks before we live in alignment with the frequency of the dream made real. Okay, so that concludes the masterclass. Okay, you can see we've got somebody with us now. So if you've just joined, I invite you to go back to the beginning and watch me jumping all over the place from tangent to tangent, but hopefully delivering you something of extreme value for your life. This masterclass of itself could be enough to manifest your dream made real. So definitely let me know what transpires after using this practice, and I invite you to use it daily, hourly, moment to moment, as often as you remember. And then to invite you into the upcoming program, the I Am Method. It is the culmination of my life's work thus far. It works on body, mind, and life. So it's a complete transformational program. And it ultimately solves the one problem, whether it's physical health, whether it's menopause, whether it's fertility issues, whether it's burnout, whether you are struggling in business, whether you're looking for a career change. There's one solution, because all of those represent one problem. And that one problem is a lack. It's a lack of energy. So in Chinese philosophy, we talk about qi. A lack of qi, which allows us to burn out, to suffer with extreme menopause symptoms, because there's not enough energy in the body to balance itself through the major transformation that's occurring. A lack of energy, lack of qi, that allows us to experience ourselves as barren when trying to conceive. A lack of qi, which allows us to experience lack in our business, in our finances. Struggle is a very heavy energy. It's a lack of a thing. And that thing is the life force, the qi. So we need an abundance of qi flowing through our cells, through our organs, through our meridians, through our chakra system, in order to keep the body healthy, to have an overflow so that we can create new life, to have an overflow so that when we go through menopause, we can create our own new life, our own second spring. An overflowing abundance of energy to be healthy, not just to get through, not just to get by, but to be vibrant, radiant, okay, fully alive. We need a flow of qi, life force energy flowing in the form of money through our bank accounts, in our business, and in our lives, okay? And there's 3 types of qi. There's actually more types of qi, but there's 3 fundamental levels of qi. There's like Jing, which is prenatal essence, and in abundance terms, like business finances, that is like wealth, generational wealth, savings, investments. And then there's day-to-day qi, your qi that you get from like food, sleep, breath, exercise on the body level. And then on the abundance life level, that is your cash flow, day-to-day cash flow. And then there is Shen. Shen is your soul, okay? Shen is like, it's the brightness that's coming from the sun today. It's the stars in the sky. Shen, it's the brightness, it's the light, it's your soul. Connection to your Shen gives you the spark, the joy, the contentment, the satisfaction, the sparkly eyes, the smile that just comes from nowhere for nothing. Not because, I'm not happy because, I'm just happy. That's Shen. And then in our life, in our abundant life, that is connection to purpose. Earning money through connection to our life purpose. Receiving money through the embodiment of the divine plan for our life. Okay? These are the different levels, okay? And qi, life force energy, is a very real energy. And if it's not present, or there's not enough of it present, or if it's stuck, it's not flowing, or if it's lacking, then we will experience problems on the body level, womanhood problems and burnout, and on the life level, lack, dissatisfaction. It's just not there. It's not happening. And so that's the problem. The one problem to it all is lack of chi. And the one solution to it all is chi. So we want to learn how to activate chi, how to grow chi, how to flow chi, and how to circulate chi. And that is the I Am method. I am. So the I Am method is I am abundant. I am fertile. I am vibrant. I am. And I am, you are that which you want to be. So when you think about your dream, your vision, your heart's greatest desire, I am that. Because it lives inside you. It is a frequency that lives inside you, okay? So the I Am method is living as that, okay? And then if you are that, it's inevitable that you will attract that because you are it. So it's impossible to not. But that is the I Am method, okay? So it's going to be a 3-month process where we focus on body, mind, and life. And what I'm inviting you into is actually a 6-month container. So it's available for enrollment at all times. So any point in the journey where somebody joins, they'll get the full 3-month cycle twice, okay? And the full price for this program is going to be $500 a month or $2,500 up front for the 6 months. I think that's correct. $500 a month or $2,500 for the full pay up front, okay? For the I Am method. Okay, what you're also going to get included in the I Am method is the menopause certification, okay? Now the menopause certification alone is $5,000, okay? But I'm actually including it in this program for those that want to go on and do that. There's also certification in Reiki, in access bars, all included. So that if you are wanting to do something which is giving back, helping others to heal and achieve their own dreams, then these are ways that you can get started making changes in your career, or even just starting a little side hustle. So you can start doing treatments like Reiki, access bars, and then the full menopause certification as well, included in this program. So that is the offer available to you guys, okay? It's going to be a different offer price when I offer it out on the internet. It's not 100% ready yet, but it's coming within the next few weeks. So if you've liked what we've done today, and please do let me know and the others in the group about your results, then this was a module from the whole I Am method, okay? So this is the kind of thing you can expect more of, exactly what you've experienced today. So I'm going to leave it there. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to manifest my dream made real, which is to do this work and to share in this way and to help you in this way. I love you, and I'll speak to you again very soon.